So you meet Sal, Alex at a show. You guys get kind of buzzed, kind of hanging out. Find out that you guys love the same type of music. Decide to do that project. Give us a little background how that project between you and Sal at your house, like the whole setup and how you guys are writing the music. And how many songs did you guys write before reaching and finding Josh on Instagram?
Well, when we first started out, we were just kind of just focusing on sharing music together and just sharing our influences. And Sal came from like digging like a different side of soul than I did, you know, like he was more into like the Chicano soul type of stuff. And so I didn't really listen to that kind of soul at that point, but we kind of just like shared music together, worked on a few covers here and there, and then slowly got into like tracking our own instrumentals. And we probably only had like, besides Rose, like maybe like 3 or 4 other instrumentals that we already had recorded. And that's when we were like, man, we really need a singer.
So before finding Josh, Alex, who was singing on these beautiful tracks that you guys are coming up with?
I was singing on some covers. We did some covers of Sonny Osuna, Cross My Heart. So there's one that I tracked with singing on it. I don't know, I don't really like singing. It's just not my thing. So I'm like, man, we gotta find like a singer, like a dedicated singer. And you know, I had been following Josh for a few months on Instagram, and I'm like, man, this fool kind of sounds like Marvin Gaye, man. You know?
Yeah, I remember he sent me over on Instagram. He posted a clip, you know, and Alex was like, yo, I think we should record with this dude. He kind of sounds like Marvin Gaye a little bit.
Before I even knew about the project, I had just followed Alex Casrillo because I liked his instrumentals. They were hard. They were like hip hop almost. And that was really, and then when he was like, we would say, we're like, oh, I like what you're working on, I like what you're working on. And then one of us said, let's meet up and jam. And I didn't know about their project. So honestly, I thought maybe this would be a cool connection where like, if I'm working on some tracks, Alex could jump in and play some drums too. Like I didn't know about the project yet.
I mean, at first too, I thought, man, I'll just, you know, there's another opportunity to play drums for someone else.
That would have been sick though. I mean, the stuff that I was working on with fatted drums for another time.
We could have just ended up being Josh's band.
That wouldn't have been good though, because this is something that I grew a lot playing in this band because it wasn't a situation where it's like you come with the song all the time and you're just like, okay, how do we get this ready to record it? It's like you give input, but a lot of time there's already input and like finding your place in the creative process, and a lot of like pride and all that stuff gets put away because it's like, how do you write the best song? Really, it's not necessarily about anything else. But I had never played with the band where there were multiple writers before this. It was always like you write your own stuff and then people who play really good interpret that. But it's been cool writing with people who write their own way too.
Alex and Sal, what is the first track that you bring to Josh to sing to?
It was Rose, I think, and then the second track was Will I See
Weak
You?
for Your Love. I think it was Weak for Your Love.
Dog. It was
No, it wasn't. It was Will I See
Oh,
You
no?
Again.
Oh,
Yo,
okay.
You showed me a couple. Like you showed me some of the covers, and you showed me a couple of the originals, and I kept being like, "Oh, what's that Sacred Soul? I mean, what's that one right there for the Rose?" Because instantly that sounded like ear candy to me. Like I'm big on melodies, and those melodies were like ear candy. And you were like, that one, and you were trying to. You showed me Will I See You Again.
Weak for Your Love was like different. Like I remember you being like, man, this is too spaced out and there's no chord changes. And
Yeah, I wasn't trying to trust you guys at first. I was like, what? Because my brain wasn't thinking that kind of melody writing. And you were like, you guys had to give me some like some what do you call it? Some guidance, because I definitely was.
Inspiration.
Yeah, I just didn't know. Like I remember that was difficult. I was like, I don't know if I can write this one. And I just really, I didn't have the ability or like the space in my ear to know where to go. It wasn't until I got some of those some of the inspirations you guys were thinking that it made more sense.
That one was really fun to like watch like come together, you know, because it started off super stripped down. Well, first it started off as a completely different demo, you know, just me and Alex. Like it was just an idea, and it was just like it was repetitive. It was weird, kind of ghostly, like just this weird simple like minute or two track, you know. And then it turned into something else.
I specifically remember you guys being like too many words on this one, like. And then you showed me a track with a dude like had one small phrase that he just kept building on the whole song. I don't remember what song it was, but
That's the kind of idea. That's the idea for sure. You know, I think you were just like, but where's the change at?
The change in the song happens like fucking 3 minutes into the song, so it's like it's a real long song. I don't think we're gonna do another fucking almost.
No. And you know what? Too, the demo was even longer and slower.
Gabe Chop that is like.
Weak for Your Love. Tell me about that video experience. Who came up with that concept there? What was the experience of that video?
We went up to Lake Arrowhead to shoot the video, and the directors Alex and Lewis, they basically like had this whole almost like a horror movie type of concept, because for some reason they thought Weak for Your Love like was like really dark and had these like had a spooky feel to it, even though like technically it's like a love song. But we go up to Lake Arrowhead and we get there like at 4 p.m. and I don't think they started shooting until like 9 or something, and the shoot went on until like 6 or 7 in the morning. So it was a real long night.
Yeah, they had professional equipment, so it took a lot of time to set it up and like get it all checked out. They had like red cameras, which are these like industry ready cameras and stuff, so, and lighting and all that. It was cool being a part of it. It wasn't our ideas. It was Alex and Luis. They had the concept already, so it was an interesting, only our second music video, but it was also our first experience of like someone else's complete idea, and we're kind of the tools for it, and it ends up being a music video for us. But it wasn't like we didn't really plan what we were doing, so it was interesting to be a part of someone else's idea.